Hello and welcome. In this video, we're placing our first paper trade end-to-end. No optimization, no shortcuts. Just a clean execution we can manage in future videos. With that said, this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing. Here's the scope for this video. We're placing one wheel style trade using NVIDIA as an example. If you're wondering why NVIDIA, stock selection is covered in GYM 105. Today is about execution and process. This trade is going to follow us into future videos so we can manage something real. You don't have to rewatch 105 right now, just know it's there. Here's the basic setup for this example trade. We're selling a cash secured put with delta somewhere around 40 and about 30 to 45 days to expiration. Position size follows the same rules we laid out in GYM 106. On your thinkorswim software, enter your login credentials to get started. They are the same as your Schwab account. Before logging in, make sure you selected paper money down near the bottom. Once you log in, you'll notice some features are orange or brownish instead of blue. That color change is another confirmation you're in paper money. Alright, let's all get on the same page. Click on the Monitor tab if you're not there. We are going to verify we're in the correct account. Click on the Account pull-down menu next to the time and select IRA. We want to keep these things straightforward so we're not going to worry about margin right now. The upper left has your buying power with a color change. If it's not $100,000, we can change that later. But let's go ahead and place our first trade. Click on the Trade tab next to Monitor. Now I'm going to enter in NVIDIA. Let the screen update. What you see here are all the available expiration dates. The number in parentheses next to each date is the number of days until expiration. For this example, we're looking for something about 30 to 45 days out. There may be more than one option in that range. For teaching purposes, I'll usually pick the closer one. We can see we have 33 and 40 days out, which is between the 30 and 45 days. So I'm just going to select 33 for teaching purposes. I'm going to click the arrow next to the expiration date to expand the options chain. If you only see a few strikes, go up here and increase the number of strikes shown. I'm setting it to 14 for instructional purposes. That just gives us more context. It doesn't change the trade. Calls are on the left and puts are on the right. Since we're selling a cash secured put, we'll be working on the right hand side. Before choosing a strike, we need to make a quick configuration change so that we can actually see the information we care about. At the top of the options chain, click the column setup dropdown. It might say something like last X by default. Here it is at the top of the options chain bar. And customize column sets. So last X is not really helpful to us, so we can remove that, as well as net change. If you like it, you can keep it on there. This is totally up to you how you want to customize it. So I'm typing in delta, and it shows up. Click add, and then the other thing is covered return. Covered return is basically your annualized return. So select covered return, add, and save as. I'm going to call it options wheel. And save. And now you'll see here on the calls delta and covered return, as well as for the puts delta and covered return. We look at the options chain, and today we just happen to have one at the 40 delta, and you can see it shifted. So it's not always going to be clean. You might have 36 and 42, 38 and 43. So what you want to do is choose the closest one to 40 that you're comfortable with. So I'll click 41. And you can see the strike price is 180. Since we are the seller, it's like we're taking bids. So here is the bid price on this side. We click on that and it opens up the trade tool. Brownish band. And we just have to confirm. Now we see that it's minus 10. Usually we just want 1, but this is the default that it opens to. Let's go ahead and change that now. So we go up to setup, application settings, and this is global. So general, you see across the top, notifications, order defaults, hotkeys, and my profile. So it's an order that we're making, so the default is set here. Right now we're on stocks, but we're concerned with options. And you can see default quantity of orders is at 10, so we're going to change that to 1. And then apply settings. So now once we close this out, let's just delete this and then click on the 40 delta again, the bid for 180 is $580. And now you can see it's -1 here. We're confirming it's NVIDIA. And you can see that the expiration date is January 23. It is a put. This is the price that they bid it at. And what I usually do is, you can see it down here. You can change it down here too. And you can see it changes right above. But 575, I always go for the mid, and it usually gets filled there. It is a limit order because we don't want to receive less than that. And it's a day order because we expect it to get filled soon. So let's go ahead and confirm, and the exchange will just select the best one. So go ahead and click confirm and send, and it's going to ask you to verify again, which is not a bad thing. So again, selling 1 of the NVIDIA contract for 100 shares expiring January 23, $180 put, which corresponded to the 40 delta at 580. So we're going to receive 580. If I haven't waited too long, let's see if this gets filled. We can go back to monitor. So we have 580. You can see what the market price is here. And what it means is I wanted 580, but right now it's selling for 565. And that's because I took long to click the send and submit. This is actually a good thing because I can show you that you can cancel and replace the order. So now it's dropped to 565. So this is what we're going to be getting back. So send. See if that gets filled. All right, so we canceled and it replaced it. Now it's even less, 560. Oh, there it went. It just got filled. So now you can see it here under filled orders. We have 1 contract that we're selling, NVIDIA, January 23 expiration. The 180 put, we received 565, which is what we ended up changing it to. So now you can see under here where it gets logged in the position statement, we have this 1 contract, expires in 32 days. We received $565. Now it's 560, so we had a small gain if we were to sell it back right now. All right, now if your balance was 100,000 at the start, you can click this, adjust account, and this is the IRA account, and you can set account cash, and you can select whatever you want. If you want to start with $1 million, $150,000, or default takes you back to 100,000, but I already started at 100,000, so I'm going to just cancel that. But this is the only thing different that I know of between the paper money account and the live account. And of course the brownish color changes, especially with the border all around. So let's go ahead and log it now. Okay, we're in the tracker, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. This portfolio premiums will be your total of how much premiums you've earned. It's not necessarily your gain, it's just the premiums you earned. These are links to options play. You can delete those if you want, or use it if you want to do a trial account. Here are the 3 accounts: Paper Money, Sandbox, and this could be your live account if you want to trade alongside it. If you have more than 3 accounts you want to track, I suggest just making another copy and then starting fresh with the other 3 accounts. Over here, it's just a reminder of what the trade setups are. So we made a trade on NVIDIA, and if you don't remember the trade details, we can go back to Thinkorswim to look it up. So let me do that. We are in monitor, activity and positions. This is the filled order, and you can see it here as well, but the only thing this won't have is this date. Now what if it's 5 or 6 days past or a week past? That's fine too, but this will no longer be here because this is only for the trading day. But what we can do is go to account statement, and here you can change this. If it was longer than 1 day, you can change it to 30, or put a range if you're trying to find a specific trade. So here it is. The execution date is December 22. And then we sold one NVIDIA for $5.65. So let's go back to the tracker now that we looked up that information. Okay, we are back in the tracker. And remember, we just have to put in the gray spaces for each trade. So QQQ and SPY are just placeholders. So for this one, we can just replace it. And the price updates with the formula that's in there. So we bought this. It's 184.23. So I control C from this and control Shift V, which just puts the value and no formatting. So let's put in the rest of the information. So the expiry is January 23. And because we're in December, we have to put in the year, otherwise it'll put in 2025. And we open that 12/22. And the strike price is 180. And we got paid $5.65. So let's look at what updates. So exit price is 50% of what we were paid for it. So this calculates it at 283. And with that, our income will be $281.20 if we buy it back at 283 minus Schwab's trading fees. So difference is the difference between the strike price and the market price. It's 468 above the strike price. 31 days DTE, which is January 23, 2026. This updates for market price, and do realize there will be a lag with that. And then 34.98% is the annualized gain, which is close to our covered return. Now I just want to show you real quick. If this were to expire worthless, that means at January 23, 2026, the price is still above this strike price. This exit price will be 0. We'll get the full 565 minus Schwab's trading prices. I'm going to hit Control Z just so that goes back to the formula of 50%. Okay, now we're going to log it into Options Play. You can click in the upper left for the link to Options Play in the spreadsheet, or this is the URL. Right now we don't have any positions because this is our very first one. Click on this button here, which is Manage Portfolios. Once it's added, we enter in the details. So tag is just like a note section. It is a put, and then we have to put -1 here, and then January 23, 2026, and update the strike price to $180. And total cost means the $5.65 times 100. So you're receiving a total of $565 if that expires worthless. And it's now ready. Back to the app. We'll see the one trade for NVIDIA. So right now, unrealized profit and loss is $37. And that's because the market price now is $528. And we can look at more details, and it'll match pretty much our tracker, which is 31 days, $180 put. But what this does, it can give you the updated profit and loss. Unlike the tracker spreadsheet, it's hard to pull in the live options costs. Today we made the first paper trade of the options wheel strategy, logged it into our tracker, and logged it into Options Play just for comparison. And I don't work for Schwab or Options Play, and I'm not sponsored by them. These are simply the tools I landed on while figuring this stuff out myself. So we're going to continue managing this trade, and we'll talk about assignment versus no assignment, and also add more cash secured puts to our portfolio. See you next time, and as always, trade the plan, not the panic. See you in the gym.